Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Adrian. You know my partner, Albert Kemen. Now, coming into the season, if you'd asked me, I'd have said keep an eye on Poland.
You got that one right.
Proven. I talked to a buddy of mine, buddy of yours, Buckeye Bob,
Yes.
saw the game Saturday night. Outstanding ball game.
Yeah, Cheney's real young coming back. They're the team to watch next year. But Poland finally got their district title. A 69-57 beat down of Cheney in overtime. So when I say beat down, overtime beat down. And you know, they've always wanted this so badly, George, because this class has always come up short in district titles. This is their first since 2015. 4 years later, they said, hey, we finally did it. And led by Daniel Kramer with 32 points and Braden O'Shaughnessy with 22 points. They move on with that powerful team. Now they'll play Buchtel in the regionals on Wednesday night. Sounds like Buchtel's pretty good.
Sounds like Buchtel from their talent score. You have to have guards. If you don't handle Poland's changing defenses and pressure,
Good point.
And it appears that, you know our thoughts, the further you go, the better the point guard play.
Yes, and when you have a point guard, you continue to move on. If you don't, it becomes very difficult because the defenses pick up, the pressure picks up, the change of defenses pick up, the coaching gets better. All these things happen. I know Poland's ready for this, though. At least they don't have to go through Akron, St. Vincent.
Yeah, just the fact they're out of it.
Yes.
Hey, it's funny you say that.
The girls did, didn't they? You told me you said the girls got beat, didn't they?
I knew they had to play.
The Poland girls played Akron, St. Vincent.
Hey, listen to this. You'll like this. The guy's there the other day, and he's saying this guy had taken over for this other guy at the school. Because they didn't even have a press breaker. I said, you're forgetting who their point guard was. They didn't need one.
Oh, yes.
See, people don't understand. They think you're being critical. Like I used to, you know, at the end of the quarter, you know, we saw a game the other night, Amherst Hermitage, great ball game. And, you know, the one guy at the end of the quarter, he's going to come up and set a high pick and roll and play for the last shot. And I determined after watching it closely that my point guard was good enough that I didn't want to bring that extra guy in the road.
Made sense.
And you know, someone look, well, they're doing this. Yeah, but in that particular instance.
That's when you do it, then.
Yes.
That is when you do it.
That was before everybody's whole offense was high pick and roll.
1-4 baseline is the best play at the end of a quarter.
You got board coverage.
It'll always be the best. Yeah, so when you look at Poland, though, they're always a tough out. They're always really good. George described how they play, and they always have some guys that put the ball in the basket.
Remember John Corey?
Yes.
Years ago, our buddy John Corey, he's we love him. He's at Neshannock, but he was at Struthers, and he was telling us about something Poland was doing or whatever. And I said, we were eating lunch or something. I said, you know, John, I have a feeling it wouldn't matter what they did. They're just pretty good. It's not the configuration.
Exactly.
Because I watched the other night, that Winchester team was in the exact perfect spots against that Middlesex 1-2-2, but it didn't help them a bit because they couldn't move hands and throw the ball.
Throw the ball hard enough.
No.
It's the truth. And then we go to Springfield, wins their district title, made a big run, and came back to win. They're going to play Greenwich South Central on Tuesday. A 58-48 victory over Louisville. Congratulations to Springfield as they move on in Division 4. I know that Springfield's had a tremendous year, 20-5. So we're going to hope, George, that when you get down to those regionals at the Canton Fieldhouse, it gets loud, it gets personal, and it really comes down to, as George said, having some poise. It's good to have a good point guard. So we got Poland and Springfield left from the area. Good luck to both those teams. Wrestling, we had a big day, George. Big day, especially at Canfield.
I guess.
3 finalists, 3 champions.
Wow.
Anthony D'Alicio, Nick Crawford, and Tyler Stein all win their respective state championships. They had talked about it. They had planned it. They wanted to repeat, and they did so. Congratulations to Canfield for 3 champs. That's amazing. We did have two upsets, though. One especially, the Girard heavyweight, Jack Del Garbino. We had to mention him because he had 77 in a row, George.
77 matches.
So, and you come down to that
high
last
scoring,
one.
10-7. That's a lot of points.
That is a lot of points for a high score. It is for a heavyweight, yes. And Beaver Locals, Cole McComas lost his state final 3-2. We also have to mention that Gus Sutton closed out his high school career with 175 victories. That's a lot of victories for Fitch. Second wrestler in his career to be a 3-time state finisher at the wrestling finals.
Yeah, that's PA did it last weekend too. We have some kids on our other show that Seneca Valley 1-1-1 lost.
Yes.
But I mean, when you get to be in the final call a number 8, whatever you want,
Right.
in that state like Ohio and Pennsylvania for wrestling, you are really good.
You're great.
These guys are fantastic.
Yeah, that's Penn State, Ohio State material, and
Yeah,
you're talking about
yeah.
two of the
Yeah.
powerhouses in the college wrestling
You
scene.
see the MAC. Edinburgh, a couple of these jumped into the MAC for wrestling. They're
I didn't see
wrestling
that.
in the MAC.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Edinburgh.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
'Cause
MAC.
they've always been powerhouse.
Yeah, they had the MAC guy on the other day. They were saying something, and the guy called him a mid-major. He said, "Oh, wait a minute. Don't give me that mid-major crap."
Yes.
He said, "We're 7th or 8th power rating
Rated.
in football." He said, "Don't give me that." And in basketball, he said, "We went out last year, beat Arizona on their stinking home
Yes,
court."
they did.
He said, "Don't give me this mid-major garbage."
I love it.
There's plenty of good wrestlers, ball players, you name it. This is a huge, huge thing. These kids are terrific just to get there.
Yeah, somebody asked me about a football player, and I said, I think he has a chance
Yeah.
to go to. He said, "What do you mean to Toledo?"
Oh, dude.
And I said, "Listen,
Don't.
you've never watched a game."
Don't waste your time.
I said,
Don't waste your time.
Toledo has so many good players that I can't tell you.
No.
Yeah, one of my kids from my
You
school
want a
went
good
there.
dog, buddy. You want a good dog. You guys that look at those such things. Get them getting points anywhere in the country because they're going to backdoor cover it every time.
they do.
'Cause they'll score $1 million. They may
do.
give $1 million out.
They score.
You know, their
They
record
score.
in the Glass Bowl, too. I remember because you said you had a kid there. Well, I had a kid there at
Yes,
Syracuse, and they
yes.
were opening, so he sent me the stuff. And I'm reading about their record. Now, this is probably 10 years
Right.
ago. They were like, as far as total wins, and they're dangerous.
Dangerous at home. Yeah,
In that league, Frank Solich, that league has come up 2 notches.
the MAC is so good.
Oh, how about the quarterbacks?
Yes,
Roethlisberger, let's
yes.
just leave it with that.
Right down the line, you can go. That's
Yeah,
true.
don't ever. That's what somebody said the other day. Well, if he doesn't, things don't work out. I said, oh, okay.
Well, your best story this year, they were talking about the weight kid from Girard and how great he is, and going to YSU. Congratulations. But you said let's understand something. The Raglan kid from Miami, Ohio. How many throw in the state championship game?
8. Ran for 6 or threw 6 and ran for 2 or whatever in the big boy class.
And he plays for
He
Miami.
wasn't in the 1A.
And he plays for Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, and
that's
he's good.
That's how good Miami, Ohio is. And they're in the middle of the pack. So it's just amazing.
Like
It
the
is.
other day, I said to a guy said, well, he'll go to the Super. I said, he will.
Yes.
I said, how about running up there some Saturday, then come back and tell me what you saw, because you're gonna be stuttering.
Yeah, somebody told me today, by the way, about Slip Rock, that Slip Rock at first did not want Donald Whitehead. Now they've watched him.
Well,
Now they've watched him in the last part of the year.
Oh, sure.
Now they want him. So Donald's a heck of a player over in Pennsylvania from Hickory.
yeah, if you can see once again what separates him. I know he's little, but he can shoot. See, and if there's one, all the time, we're good buddies with a bunch of these coaches, and I'd say, hey, coach, he just can't shoot the ball. And he would tell me, he'd say, if he could shoot it, I couldn't get him. You know, you get a 6'5" swingman that's a stud, dunks the ball with his toenails. That's great, but the problem is if he could shoot it, he'd be at Duquesne.
Yes, there's no doubt about it.
It's that simple.
What it's saying.
We don't mean it. We're not disparaging anybody.
No.
That's like, I'll go to Westminster. I'll take you there. See this kid from Girard that played for Hannah.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm telling you, that boy can play.
He just knows how to play, can shoot it, strong around the hoop.
Hey, I get there early
Yes.
one. I never get there early because I wait for the women to leave and get one of their parking spots. You know, from the girls' game, there's always 8 or 10 parents that leave. So I try to time it up. Somehow I mess up at Westminster. I think it was senior day. Yeah, so I had to watch warm-ups. They're bouncing that ball off the bankboard, off the floor, throwing it backwards. And this is non-scholarship Division III.
Yeah.
So don't kid
It's
yourself.
been our number one theme. If you watch our
yeah.
shows, our number one theme is make sure that you go see Division III, Division II before you think your kid.
It's like, you want to wrestle that dude from Waynesburg? Good luck. Good luck wrestling that monster.
Yes.
We're going to have him on.
to get him, yes, that'd be
going
good.
to. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk NCAA hoops. The mids have begun their tourneys. I'm watching the other day. I'm watching the Patriot League, watching some of the others. The OVC's over.
Yes.
And,
Upset there. And right away, there's
That causes a bid. With about 4 or 5 of them coming, I could see them coming.
Liberty beat Lipscomb too. So
Will Lipscomb get it at large?
I
Can
don't
they?
think. I don't think. No, I don't
You know
think.
what else?
Great year too.
I hate the Mad Dog. You know that. But he's right on this one. He said, I don't want to see Oklahoma and Indiana
I don't
play
either.
for it. Give me Wofford, Lipscomb.
I want to see what can happen.
Yeah, give me Belmont. Give me whoever, Tennessee
down the line.
State, Jacksonville
Yes.
State. Do not give me Indiana 5. First of all, This quarter thing, the problem with that is they have 22 chances
Yes,
to
they
win
do.
games.
You
Now, I
already
know
said
their
it.
schedule's
That's so
tough.
important.
You know, they beat Michigan State. Well, there it is. They lost 11 games in a row at one time, didn't
yes,
they?
yes, they did. And if Indiana,
And we like Arch,
No,
but he
yes.
doesn't belong in.
Indiana, Oklahoma, if they were 22-5,
No.
simple. But they're 17-14
No.
with 9 losses in a row by one and 11 by the other, and both are going to get in.
I talked to a guy today, St. Francis tomorrow, played to win. They're 20. First of all, that sum of money to St. Francis is no wonder teams cheat,
Yes.
first of all. And secondly, they find out they're in the NIT if they lose.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but I said, get that big ring. Get
Yeah.
that
Oh, that's what
seven-figure check.
Oh, yeah, they're never getting in there unless they win that.
No,
yeah,
no,
that league's
no.
the one big
Let's
bit.
talk about this now. It's a big deal for the little schools. We said it. The St. Francis, Robert Morris. Remember when Maddie was there and they were in?
Yes.
And you know, the St. Francis, when they had our buddy
Isolino. Yes.
his son's now playing for North Allegheny. You would rather see more Radfords than Indiana's. Is that correct?
I just try to describe why. I mean, what if it's a team that's has 15 losses? I don't want to see them in there.
Like I saw Denny at breakfast yesterday. I said, you know, I'd rather see that. He goes to Syracuse. He goes, Syracuse, if they were in there. I said, I know if they were in there.
We know what they would
We
do.
think they would anyway.
But I know they would. No, I know they would. So, but I'm just saying, I don't want a team that gets 22 chances to win quad one games, and they win 10. They win 8 of them, and they get in.
There's 3 leagues that are going to have 20-some bids.
Yeah, I know that.
No,
that's every year.
not a tournament.
Every year it's going to happen.
Is that a tournament?
Nope, every year. So you got to hope when you watch the tournament that the best teams win. That's the Wolfords of the world. That's the Lips who already got beat. That's the Hofsters of the world.
Yeah, they're worried.
They have to
know
win.
they're not
They have
in.
to win. The VCUs.
And you know a team, you've seen Hofstra, a team like Iona, they give
Oh
anybody
no,
fit.
they'll play.
And I just feel sorry for who the 16 is that plays Virginia.
Not this year. Huh?
No, I have a feeling they're going to end up with 38.
Not this year.
No, I honest to God, I could be wrong, but whoever that 16 is,
Oh, they'll want that one.
give them. Whatever those points are, you give them.
Virginia will be after that one.
I told
They'll
you
be
about
after that
Penn
one.
State, remember?
Yep. Oh, you gave me that one.
Yep. Get on them. Let's talk about North Carolina. Good old Roy. See, the first time he was humble, Kay gave him that slap, you know, the K. He should be used to that by now. You know, that loser slap. He's how many times now? So he gives him that quick slap, you know. Roy's a gentleman. He says, well, you know, we know how good Zion is. Well, Roy wasn't having any of it the other night. Game was over. They said to Roy, he said, I've had guys hurt too. Frankly, I don't give a, you know,
Right.
You know, like
We say it all the time, too.
the old Scarlett O'Hara
yes,
thing, Rep Butler. Yeah, and come on, buddy. You're not the only guy. They never beat anybody, had somebody hurt.
Yes, somebody. Both teams have played somebody
Yeah.
that had injuries. So
And they don't have the depth Duke has.
Don't use that excuse, especially when Duke has probably 3 more.
Don't they have
than
2 in the
NBA.
top 5?
Yes.
Don't they have 2 in the top 5?
Yes, so that's
So
what
what
I-
he's saying is that 2 of the top 5 isn't enough to win.
Right. In today's Coach K's team, it isn't.
I
Because he don't coach them like he used
saw
to.
a play the other night. Matty Virginia, old Robert Morris coach. He fought on Twitter, and I put it on, and I said, in the old days, when they slapped the floor, they had 2 charges on this
Yes.
play. Both guys moved out of the way, and he laid the ball.
No
in.
doubt about it. No doubt. They don't play the same way.
No.
I don't
And
know.
You can tell me they do.
No, they
you
don't.
know, they can
No,
make
they
you.
I'm talking about defensive side of the
Here
ball.
we are. We're not saying Coach K, the greatest of
No,
all time.
yeah, no.
I'm saying how they play right now is
Compared to how he used
let's
to.
play the talent game.
Yeah.
Let's play the we
is-
got chessmen and you got checkers.
Yeah, yes. That's the way he decided to go. And he's getting them all. He's getting them all. Kentucky's not getting them all. He's getting them all.
No, Cal's got to coach
Yes.
him.
And he's
Hey,
coaching like Cal. But I'll say this, I'm about to stick up for Cal on this one. Cal makes them play harder than Coach K does.
Yeah,
You know,
defense,
I'm talking about on the
I
defensive
would've
side.
never
Now,
thought
I
of-
mean, I'm talking about not before.
Let's talk about Carolina being the seniors. There's the dude with the beard. He's been there 18 years.
yeah.
May. You can say what you want, but this tournament, I like to have a couple seniors.
Oh, no question. Villanova proved it last year.
They're gonna be tough, aren't they?
Villanova went through it all.
Carolina.
Yeah, they're tough out. Because they got an outstanding point guard, White, the most underrated player
And
in
he's
the
a
country.
freshman, so they're good
Yes.
to go.
So he's great. And now you got seniors around the
How
court
fast do
with him.
they get the ball down on them?
Faster than anybody.
Okay.
Talk about today. Faster than anybody in the country.
Let's talk about Virginia. You know,
They're awesome. They're an awesome
everybody
team.
thinks it's that old Sluggo, Princeton, Virginia. Don't sleep on these guys. They're pros. They're a couple pros.
Oh, Hunter's definitely a pro.
Yeah.
And the other guys shoot 40% from 3. So they can really score this year. So I don't think they can get upset because of that early. Even if they have,
They're not going to have 48 now.
No,
They're going
I
to have
think
65.
they're going to 60 some this year.
Okay,
Yes.
let's talk about. Well,
yes.
I'm going to give your guy his due because he had guys hurt all year. And he cried after the one game, but basically he just stuck in there. Michigan State.
Yeah, you lose Langford and Ward, two of your three best players. Usually when you lose two of your three best, you aren't going to win. So you lose two or three best, plays bad, but he doesn't just pick it up and keep going. And here they are. They share with Purdue the Big Ten title. Congratulations to Michigan State.
Talk about what you like about them. He kind of can slice you up any way he wants. Like he can get you inside. Yes. He can get you outside. He can run the floor, and he can get you with the set play on that last time out that they don't carry over.
Best description.
Talk about
best
that
description.
a little bit. A lot of people might say, "What's that dope calling timeout for?"
Yeah, Izzo's my favorite. He's my favorite coach in the country because he is the guy that said, "Okay, I'm going to get players that are really great."
But not the top.
Yeah, not the number one.
Real quick story on him.
Yep.
I had him on the other day, Dan Patrick. And Dan Patrick said something about it. He was talking about Zion. He goes, he says, we don't get those.
We were out of that
He
one.
wasn't saying it?
No, he doesn't get those.
Disrespectful?
No. He's going to get the 4.5 star that's probably like, number 27 in the country, number 20. But he's not getting one of the top 3 players in the country.
No.
But what he does is he'll play really fast, really slow set patterns, play man, play a 3-2 zone once in a while. He's settling on man because of the three-point rule a lot more, but still his style is set for a tournament because he can play a variety of ways to beat you, and you got to be ready for all his styles.
And they're rough. I always pick
Rugged.
an underdog or two, and then I call him and I say, they got Michigan State.
Bad ball,
They're
bad draw.
going to get beat up. See, that's the problem. See, they beat up those finesse teams from like St. Francis's League, even from Youngstown's League to Rise. And let's say you had a good, one of your better years when you had a good Valpo or a good Butler or a good. When you look and they get Michigan State, the only problem is they're going to get beat up.
Yeah, Michigan State is the modern day Division I Slipper Rock. Slipper Rock leads the country in Division II in rebounding every year. Yeah. Michigan State's in the top 3 every year. They go to the board. That's his number one priority. He coaches it. When what you get demand is what you get. That is exactly what Michigan State does.
Let's talk Zags because I know their schedule isn't great, but generally when they have to play, they'll step up. There's nothing lacking as far as they don't have this or that.
What he has done, he has taken the four and made it his.
4 exchange guys, whatever we call them.
Four overseas.
Okay.
If you're a big man over there, who's getting you is Gonzaga. They've had 7 of them. They got another one this year. And, those are great players.
Michigan's got a pipeline, too, now.
Yeah, he
that
does.
kid yesterday, that freshman. My God.
He's a great player. So Gonzaga has a big man every year. He gets the West Coast. He's taking UCLA out, taking better players than them. Gonzaga this year's his best team. If ever he can win a national championship.
Well, then he is.
This is the year he can win it.
Then
he can win it.
I see the rest of the field being strong.
But not dominant.
No. We're going to
Duke,
talk.
I'm going to say Duke is.
If they're all healthy.
If they're all playing,
Duke's really great. Let's talk sleepers. Now, when we talk sleepers, understand we had a coach on the show the other day from Syracuse in the radio, and he said there's no such thing as like where Jack Lambert was under the radar at Kent State. That's not happening because of the internet. But when we say sleepers, these are teams you could get nice odds for down in Pittsburgh or something like that. But they're not. Nobody's not. Let's start with Texas Tech.
Well, Texas Tech guards like crazy. That's the next coach. He's going to be the next UCLA coach. I think Beard's going to be that coach. And I would think that if you watch them play, if they're shooting well, they will be in the sweets, the final, the 8. What's the
Elite 8?
They'll be Elite 8.
I got you.
So that's what's one that's going to be there. Houston's another one that Georgia, if they play, they're very bad. They tore Cincinnati apart yesterday at Cincinnati. That's hard to do it against Cincinnati.
No,
that's how you know they're good.
Doesn't happen to Mick Cronin, no.
That's how you know they're good. Nevada's
so you like Houston. I know you put me on to Houston about 2 months ago. I started watching. And Texas Tech, I wouldn't be afraid because they would bring back such good odds, as far. But Nevada,
they came in. They got 5 seniors. They're 24 years old.
Yeah.
Now listen,
they get transfers.
24-year-old seniors.
They're men.
Yes, they have senior day, and the coach had them for one or 2 years. He doesn't really know them. That's his style. That's what he did.
Yeah,
that's the style he used.
I'm going to tell you what. Don't underestimate those Musselmans. I'm going to tell you,
coach.
The old man. He got the black ball because of that Luke Whitty incident.
Right, I remember that.
He got the black ball, but anywhere he went, Southern Alabama, and this kid's no different. This kid was in the G League, and he asked these two idiots not paying attention. He says, "Who do we play next?" They didn't know, and he put the trail to them.
They don't mess around.
He doesn't play.
The Musselmans don't mess around at all.
No.
And I heard a guy who had Musselman in the pros. This Musselman was in the pros too before he went to college. And he said his attention to detail at practices was the best of anybody's ever coached. So you get some good players and he can coach. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a guy just called me today from St. Francis, like I said, tomorrow
Right.
night during the championship. And he said something about this guy X and O's, because the guy at Brooklyn was at UMass.
Right.
And I said, X and O's are out the window.
Right.
Jimmy's and Joe's, who you get, and everyone runs
no
high
doubt.
pick and roll. So there are no patterns to decipher.
Yeah, the shot clock and the three-point rule has made everybody play the same way. And so it's become a recruiting battle now. If you get the best players, you're going to go. That's why it's down to 6-5. I can win a national championship.
You like Kansas State.
I love Kansas State. I think if they're totally healthy, they're the team I like.
That's the guy with the white hair from
that's
Illinois.
Weber,
I like
Weber.
Bruce Weber.
He's won. He's won before.
Yeah, he's no
You know,
good,
so
no.
he's won too. That's my sleeper. That's
Now,
my
let's
sleeper.
turn the shoe on the other foot. Which one of the big boys goes out first? I would say Kansas without knowing, because I have no faith in
I don't
Bill
consider
Self
them-
when
I
they're
don't-
good.
I don't consider them a big boy this year.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not.
So they could go
They're
first.
definitely going to go out. Yeah, there is no doubt, George. They
Now,
go. Villanova too, though. Villanova's not even close either.
Now, the 16. Last year, we talked about the first time with Tony Bennett, who handled that, by the way, with as much grace.
He has it.
He's like Dabo Swinney. Doesn't lose often, but when he does, he knows what to say. I would say this: if you get them first, you're getting a beat.
I think you're good on that one.
I mean a beat. Let's talk NBA. You know, we sat here for 5 months, and we said, "Don't worry." When the
That was
time.
me. That was me.
Well, but I didn't argue with you. And the next thing you know, pop! Like when they put a pin in a balloon. That boy's done out there. They're
I had
done.
no idea he was going to come back. First of all, I didn't know he was going to sit out.
17 games.
17 games with the groin.
That was it.
You know, do you understand that?
Yeah, if
I
they
had no
go,
idea it was
if
going
they
to happen.
go 9 and 8, 10 and 7, he's in.
Yeah, and so he sat out, and I truly believe he could have played. I mean, I think so he put the old whammy on him there, and then say he came back and didn't play like he normally does. So that combination of both, but he will continually, we're talking LeBron, point to other guys, George. How many times did that upset you? That he points his finger all the time?
No, he sits away from. He stands there like this during the time. He let that ball roll twice and batted it out of bounds like the dope.
Yes.
Nothing. First of all, you're those other guys. You're on pins and needles because you hear he's trading you off.
He wants you off.
He's trading you off.
Yes.
Because everything's your fault. Nothing is his fault. And I'll tell you what he doesn't do anymore. He doesn't guard a soul.
And they said, I heard a great player, and he said he played to Eddie Johnson. He said he played till he was 39 years old. He said the first thing to go was, he said, when I was 35, he said my defensive slides, I couldn't get in the stance for that long. He said, so I'm telling you, he said, it's not coming back. He's not getting better defensively.
Boy, that's interesting you said that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
East has 4 really good teams. Toronto,
Can't win, though.
it's
Can't
going to
win
be
at
out.
all.
Okay.
It's coming out of the West.
Okay, yeah.
The East is not one.
But Kawhi Leonard is really exceptional.
Yeah,
player.
Toronto, Boston, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia are all good.
Let's talk a little bit about each one. Though. Toronto, Kawhi's good, but there's something missing.
Yeah, but if Kawhi's out there, he steps it up in the playoffs. So
right.
don't count them out. It's been a long year.
Boston.
They're the ones that won the tank.
What?
They won the tank. We talk about
Well,
Kyrie's a
Kyrie
tanker.
back.
Kyrie's a
that
tanker.
was the problem. You know my thoughts.
Yeah, I know.
on
He's
it.
an
got
eye guy.
Kyrie in my Barkley book.
He's an eye guy.
Milwaukee, the Greek
Most
freak.
consistent.
People, if you have get up on this guy, Antetokounmpo.
Well, that's why that when I said they can't win, there's only one team that can't win on this. And that's Milwaukee. Milwaukee will have the close to the best player on the floor.
And they
every
have
game.
Brogdon. This is something. 99 people out of 100.
No, nobody.
He's
wins.
the only guy that shoots 40 from 3, 50 from 2, and 90 from the foul line in the whole league.
Yeah, and so they got shooters around him, and so they have the double. You have the double team. They throw the
Yeah,
ball
you
in there.
can't.
It's hard to guard him. That's a nice thing to
And
have.
Philly, all right.
Talented.
Yeah, but Embiid will just have
Talented.
to show me in the big game.
Yeah.
He does his best work on Twitter, and he's really good.
Yeah, he's a great talent, but you know,
Just-
can he get it done
Hey.
in the playoffs?
Now,
That's
we
what it
know
is.
the West is deeper. Is Golden State a shoe-in?
No, not this year.
Hey,
I said last year.
did
they
you
were
see
short.
the thing
They were
yesterday?
definite last year.
Hey.
Not definite this year.
Did you see the thing, the lip reading on Kerr yesterday?
No.
Like they're reading his lips like he's talking to Brown. Remember the dude at Cleveland?
Yes.
He says, "I'm so tired of drinking." In other words, they read his lips.
Draymond Green. I didn't even say his name. You
Sicko.
can't take. He's not a player.
Sick of him. Can't
no,
take it.
there's nobody. He's Antonio Brown, with Golden State. That's what he is.
And he's not nearly as good as he thinks he is.
No, not.
And if he's on another team,
Put him on the Clippers.
Yes,
They would say, we can't play him. Why?
Yeah.
He can't score.
Exactly. All right. The hugging and kissing after the game.
Sure.
Oh, they're slobbering on each other. LeBron. Now, the new thing is they cover their mouths so no one could see what they're like. Someone gives a.
So they cover up their mouth.
No, they talk like this and they go.
Like the pitcher's mouth.
Incredible. I hate it. And the tanking, they're never going to stop it because.
No.
So nothing we
Poor
can
fans.
do.
I feel for the fans.
The NFL, Brown goes, I'm so tired of hearing about
Everybody
him.
has. Everybody has.
And if the Steelers are known for hardline negotiating, and they blew this one.
Well, there's nothing he could do. No. This one.
He basically said, I'm not going to Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, he has control of the situation. And he said, I want to be the highest paid player.
That was it.
And no, he wanted to pay that money.
Now, here's a guy that had zero coming and got 30 guaranteed. That's $1 million, by the way.
Yes, and that's what and he did that. And I called the Raiders out on that they paid him.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't pay Khalil Mack.
That's how stupid.
What stupid is that, George?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever. Is Bell going to get his money, or is he going to find out he overpriced himself?
He overpriced himself.
Okay.
Yeah, he definitely
running back.
Running back.
Now we're finding out Gurley's got arthritis now.
So that's it. It was arthritis.
Arthritis.
I have arthritis.
I hate to say it. I have it in the knee. It's awful. MLB, the season's around the corner. 25
Excited
teams
about
have no
that.
chance.
Yes.
6 or 7 can win, and they all have money. It's that simple. Because what's going to happen in July if they're involved?
That is why George just let me in right there. They all feel really good right now.
Sure.
They all feel good about their chances, and some will get off to a great start, some will get off to a bad start. Mm-hmm. But the ones that get off to just a good start, that are like 4 games out, next thing you know, you read the paper.
Yeah.
Yankees sign. I mean, trade for. They're going to get the.
See, I want to play the Cubs in the under, but that's what scares me. Come July, if they're close,
yes,
they'll just grab.
They'll go seven players. Yes,
exactly. Mm-hmm. NHL depends when they're going to get in the tournament. The talk down there is playing Murray every game.
Well, yeah, that's because he's playing good right now. The talk 4 weeks ago.
But what would you do? In other words,
bench him.
How do you rest him? How much do you rest him?
They're gonna rest him. They're not gonna play him.
No back-to-backs.
No, they're not gonna do it. Hockey is just like baseball.
Okay. All right.
You'll play 2 or 3. That's the most you'll play in a row.
Yeah. We got 2 minutes left. Let's talk. This AAF, have you watched it at all? Not one bit. Someone told me the other day, who was it? My old coach, old timer, 90 years old. He said he watched it, wasn't bad. I said, well, there's got to be some football players in America. They use 1,200 out of 300.
I just don't want to watch
football.
The
quarterback plays so bad.
It's me because I don't want to watch football at a football season.
It's not football season.
Yeah,
Spring football's here. We know that. Yes. Hey, I got to tell you, I watched bowling last night. I saw something I've never seen. You have to sometime just YouTube it. You know how they're throwing two-handed now? Okay. There's a right-hander throwing two-handed from the lefty 1-2.
The other way.
Yes.
Like a screwball.
This way.
Yeah.
And he's playing the 1-3.
Yes, that's a lefty throw.
I've never seen
That's a lefty throw, yes.
It is a lefty
Yeah,
throw.
that's right. That's amazing.
It was so unique, I couldn't believe it.
Yes.
Now, you got one football game. Al Campbell is the general manager. Who are you calling up to coach it?
Wow.
Now, you only got, I'm going to give you a pro and a college. I'll make it easy for you. That way
well, pro's Belichick. It's easy. That one's easy.
All right.
College.
Dabo?
No. I want to see some. I'm trying to think of somebody who doesn't have the same talent.
Guy at Duke.
That's yours.
Cutcliffe.
And mine was Snyder. That's right. He's out. That's why. Mine was Snyder.
Well, you ain't wrong with Bill Snyder.
I love Snyder.
You can't go wrong with Bill Snyder. Okay, one more. Basketball coach. You got one college game to win. It's the Monday night. That music's playing.
Izzo.
Izzo.
Yeah, Izzo's my guy. Izzo's my guy.
Not Cat.
No, Izzo's my guy. No. That's my guy. He's always had. I won't ever get off.
How about the pros? They have any coaching at all?
No, I wouldn't call anybody.
What do you mean? Call Steve
I wouldn't even
Kerr,
think about it.
Here.
I wouldn't even call. I call Luke Walton. He was 24-1 with the Golden State.
I tell you the other day, someone said to him, I said, other than being Bill's son, I'm not sure what he did, but he did sit beside what's called.
Yes.
Hey, thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.